very best. Good morning, everyone. I'm your host Shashi with you all again on Global Women Dialogue Talk Show to create more voice for women by women. As we always talk about women and we bring women stories globally around the globe. In today's series, our today's speaker, she's connecting with us from Zambia, Christine Chema. She's so special. She is having a lot of inspiration and motivation to give you how about after having a lot of adversities in her life, but she is creating best in her way. She is inspiring and motivating many other lives, as well as she is a voice for disabilities. She is the social welfare officer as well as she is a disability advocate. And when I say about it, I mean it. She is dedicated her life for these causes. And as you will hear from her, how she is creating these changes in her community, in her society, as well as creating a global influence around the globe. So, welcome, Christine, on our global talk show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, thank you, Christine. As I know you are having a lot of schedule, lot of work, and a lot of time you are in media. So, being with us is a great feeling for us, as well as I believe our audience will be taking in the same way to get inspired and motivation. Let's talk about the place you are living, as well as how we have to understand who is Christine.
Sure. Thank you. As you earlier put it in the introduction, I am Christine Chama. I'm from Zambia, from a province known as Central Province, in the district town called Kabwe. So I was born in this same town, Kabwe, and raised here, and I'm still here. Um, yeah, I'm the second born in a family of 4 children, and I happen to be the only female child in my family. Yeah, so I'm been surrounded with male children. Yeah, I think which is something amazing, I must say. And I'm still staying with my parents. And I think the most interesting part of me, of my life, is that I have a physical disorder. In short, I have a disability, physical disability. So, which I've been born with it. So I've had it since birth. I've had a condition. I have a condition known as osteogenesis imperfecta or brittle bones disease. Yeah, so I think briefly that's about Christine.
Mhm. So, Christine, when we are talking about as a woman being, along with other males, how was the environment seems like? Is it like a lot of attention or towards to you, or is it opposite? How you see it?
Well, I know for me, growing around male children,
Mhm.
haven't felt any different in any particular way. I
Right.
think it's because maybe of how my parents
Mhm.
brought us up together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm lucky to say that I'm not from a family that would show the difference
Right.
between a male child and a female child. So I
Mhm.
never got to experience that. Yeah,
Wonderful.
I think I experienced equal uh, opportunities.
Mhm.
me being a female child as well as my brothers, we were equally treated from
Mm-hmm.
birth. Even up to now, we are
Mm-hmm.
equally treated. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because at times I would even feel, or my young brothers would even say, I'm loved more. Yeah,
Right.
so um, I'm lucky that I've been brought up in such a family that I never experienced, that I never got to experience the difference that
Right.
exists in some other cultures or
Mhm.
families between a male child and a female child. Sure.
Right. That's great to hear from you, Christian. That you was in such a positive environment and with the positive family where you found equality and equal environment. And when we are talking about, you mentioned equal opportunity. Do you find, in general, in your country and in your surroundings, are going in the same way, equal opportunity? For male and female, if yes, that's great. If not, what kind of action is required?
Oh, well, I can't say it's a total yes, no.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, though the fact that I haven't experienced that, that I've had interactions
Mm-hmm.
with people that have experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've heard stories, I've read stories from my country where female children are not given or accorded the same opportunities as male children. So yeah, although of course, um, some actions have been taken. I think that there's a lot of now sensitization
Mm-hmm.
on also try to help realize to say a female child or female children have the same rights, human rights as male children. So
Mm-hmm.
I think with those actions being taken, I think that's why we are now at a stage where we have lesser cases
Mm-hmm.
in our country. I think now most of the societies or communities now do realize the importance of giving same opportunities
Mm-hmm.
to both genders. Yeah, so but yeah, there are slight cases where female children uh, have not gotten the opportunities they
Mm-hmm.
deserve as compared to male children. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think the government, and then as in your country, the people in general understanding as well as government is taking right steps and it's towards the right path of empowerment. So, Christine, when we are talking about opportunity, and you mentioned you born with some disability, which is really sad to see and hear. But did you find, in terms of when we are talking opportunity, how was your childhood experience going to school, getting education, as well as when you are interacting with other your classmates, friends, your neighbors? How was your experiences?
Well, so my childhood is quite different from any other child born without a disability.
Mm-hmm.
The sense that, of course, I was born with a disability, so I used to find myself spending most of my childhood time in hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, away from family, away from friends. Yes, and I could spend most of my time with hospital. So I never got that so many chances of me interacting more with my surrounding per se, like
Mm-hmm.
my neighbors, just to play around with other kids of my age. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because of my condition. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that was my childhood. And then uh later it's also funny that even when I grew up, when I started school, I never schooled within my hometown, Kabwe, in the
Mm-hmm.
sense that there were no special schools
Mm-hmm.
for physically disabled children. So
Right.
I had to be in special schools away from home. So
Mm-hmm.
again, I used to spend most of my time away from family and away from friends. But I think the good part was that I attended special schools, so I used to I was among other disabled children, other physically disabled children, and it
Mhm.
which made me so comfortable. It was a very comfortable environment for me. The fact
Mhm.
that I was with people that were similar to me in some way. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I never used to feel so much out of place. It was a very conducive and comfortable environment for me. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's very nice to hear from you that you had a safe and very positive environment in terms of your own learning and development. And when we are talking about now, you are yourself as a social welfare officer. So graduating, reaching on this position, I presume you had to go through a lot of efforts, a lot of hard work, but coming back from your own, own environment where you was comfortable, and then now you was pushed back in a normal environment, which is for everyone. How it seems like?
Well, I must say, truly, it was something quite difficult uh, from the beginning.
Mm.
Yeah, the fact that I had to spend most of my years, my childhood years in special schools. Now the time came
Mm.
for me to live that comfortable environment that I got used to and
Mm.
interact with now the outside world per
Right.
se. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was quite difficult, but I must make it clear to say I had to go through that with the help of my family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did have to go through that alone, which was so helpful because I don't think if I was to do that alone, I could have managed. It's
Mm-hmm.
quite difficult. So,
Mm-hmm.
no, my parents had this deliberate move, like whenever, uh, whenever I was on holiday from school, because of course we could close at some point, maybe just for a month or for a few weeks. So when I got back home,
Mm-hmm.
they had to make sure that at least before I left to go back to school, they would deliberately uh, take me along when I go to town for shopping, so that I just get used to see or have that interaction with
Mm-hmm.
people that are not like me, per se, people that
Mm-hmm.
don't have them. So that I can get used. Of course, when you walk into a place, you would
Mm-hmm.
expect people to stare at you,
Mm-hmm.
people to point fingers at you.
Mm-hmm.
You even expect maybe some young kids, they would even try to run away from you. Others
Mm-hmm.
would cry because
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's their first time to see a person with a disability, someone who's different from them. So it was they had to take that deliberate move upon themselves to make sure that I get a chance or an opportunity, even
Mm-hmm.
when I was so comfortable with the other environment I was in. But they
Mm-hmm.
had to prepare me in advance for
Right.
uh, for a different environment. And
Mm-hmm.
I must say that really helped me a lot because I think they really knew what they were doing. They knew
Mm-hmm.
that I'll reach a point in my life where I'll have to leave that comfortable environment
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten used to and get
Right.
into this whole different environment where I'll
Right.
have to interact with different people. Yeah. So basically that really helped me. And
Right.
yeah, because of course, like I said earlier, it wasn't something that was easy, I must say.
Right.
It also had to take a lot of self acceptance.
Right.
Yeah,
So true. So
because
true.
as much as other people out there, your family members are there to help you, but
Mm-hmm.
if you yourself
Mm-hmm.
you don't have that self acceptance,
Right.
it will still be very difficult to appreciate even the help that the family members are providing to you. Yeah, so it also had to take a lot of self acceptance
Right.
to say I'm like this. There's nothing that I can change about myself because I've
Right.
been born with this disability. If it was something that was to go away, it would have gone away by now. But
Mm-hmm.
I had to accept to live with it.
Right.
And I think that also had to help me a lot. Yeah,
Right.
but it doesn't mean that I had to, that everything now was smoothly and rosy. It wasn't, because even up to now, I still face a lot of challenges as a person living with a disability. But I think
Mm-hmm.
it's all dependent on how I I react, how I get the different vibes that I get from different people. Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. So, Christine, first one thing I really must admire your parents. The way you explain about your parents' continuous support to you from your very childhood age till now, as you mentioned, and the way they were was mindful to make you prepare for this real world and environment where still we have to fight for this our disability, diversity, and all kind of things where we are still looking for inclusiveness of all kind of our factors or societies in our culture, in our work, everywhere. So they really put you in a right way, in a right path, how you have to slowly gradually adapt and grow. So that's a great thing, and I would just like to congratulate you for that, to have such parents in your life to support you, because many times it is a big challenge, and parents maybe give up. Parents, even as you said, self acceptance, as you said, it starts maybe from when you are seeing support from your parents as well. So when you find some positive support, you start accepting yourself, and it is confidence build up and all things happens. So I just would like to say, if we can really spread these kind of words to all parents, whoever have maybe that kind of part in their life, how they have to know and how they can bring their children best in their life. So, Christine, when we are talking about preparing yourself and self acceptance, it really needs a lot of motivation and a lot of confidence in you. How, a part of your parents' contribution in your life, how you build up yourself?
Uh, how I built up myself? Well, yeah. Of course, it started from family, and
Right.
I think that was a strong foundation for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, from that foundation, I've been able to build up my self acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
I also had to embark on the journey of self love,
Right.
self discovery. I think that's also important. As
Mm-hmm.
much as you have accepted yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
also have to love yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's very important. So I had also to embark on the journey of self love, and also I had to embark on the journey of self discovery. I
Mm-hmm.
had to discover myself, what is in me as a person, what is
Mm-hmm.
in me as Christine. I came to understand that, realize to say that as much as I've this disability, but I have abilities in me. So it was important for me to realize my abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's very important for each and every person to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's important that you do realize your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the many challenges, the many obstacles that you might be facing, but you have something strong in you. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to realize my abilities, and I had to embark on a journey whereby I had
Mm-hmm.
to work on my abilities and make
Right.
sure that even people surrounding me got to see or got an opportunity to see my abilities and not my disability. So I think
Right.
that's really what has helped me to even
Mm-hmm.
be where I am right now.
Yeah, I think that those are really inspiring way to see ourselves, because many times when we hear, as you are really inspiring figure, but many times our own circumstances, our own situation, put us down. Our motivation gets down by fighting, by having those challenges in life. And as the way you are pursuing your path and of success, as well as you are inspiring others, it's really motivational. So Christine, when we are talking about, you are a disability advocate as well as you are social welfare officer, what it contains and how it goes around.
Okay, so I'm I'm a social worker in short.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I embarked on the style of being a social worker because I did realize that each and every person at some point they will need help,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, I think I thought I had it in me uh to be a person that people would one day come to share their problems and be there to help in my little way, in whatever way I can do it. Maybe either just talking to someone or being able to provide services that they need. Yeah. So that's how I decided to be a social worker. And me being a disability advocate, uh, first of all, it's because of my physical disability
Mm-hmm.
and what I've gone through as a person with a disability. So I came to realize that there are a lot of persons with disabilities out there that haven't had the opportunities that I've had,
Yes,
and they seem to face more challenges
yes.
per se that I faced or that I'm facing
Mm-hmm.
because of the lack of opportunities that I've had. So
Okay.
I came to realize to say I may try
Mm-hmm.
to be a voice for such people,
Right.
and also I may try also just to be an inspiration even to other persons with disabilities to say, as much as you have a disability, that you
Mm-hmm.
also have abilities. And it's just right that you also try to realize and
Mm-hmm.
work on your abilities so that people out there would see your abilities and not your disability. And
Mm-hmm.
so also me becoming a disability advocate, I think it has been more about being a voice out there to also try to bridge the gap which is there, and also try to change the perception. I think a lot of people have a very negative perception about of persons with disabilities, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a reality which is so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not something that anybody would want to go through. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to be a change in short. Yeah, trying to give people a different perception and
Mm-hmm.
a much more positive perception
Right.
about persons with disabilities, so that people would have that mindset, a different mindset, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
about persons with disabilities. Because I think it's common that uh, when somebody sees a person with disability, the first
Mm-hmm.
thing that would come to mind, it's you giving them help.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you give them food, maybe they want you to give them some money. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I would need that, but then most of the time we just want people to realize what we are good at as persons with disabilities. We don't want the sympathy that we usually receive.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, if somebody wants to show love, let it be true love and not just because they feel sorry for us. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in short, I had to be a social worker as well as disability advocate because I feel they both work hand in hand. They do complement each other, and
Mm-hmm.
because both profession per se, they're they are about uh, bringing change to a society and
Mm-hmm.
also contributing to that positive change that you want to see. And
Mm-hmm.
apart from me being a social worker and a disability advocate, I'm also a development practitioner. Yeah, because like recently I just graduated with a degree from the University of Zambia, where I
Mm-hmm.
was pursuing development studies with sociology. So I think the three do work hand in hand. They collaborate or they correspond to what towards bringing change around people, and also
Mm-hmm.
just bringing change to myself. Because I'm a strong believer of the saying is you want to see change, you have to be the change yourself. Yeah.
Right.
So
So true.
basically that's what yeah, that is what has basically inspired my profession so far.
Mhm. So, Christine, when we are talking about your professional life is very inspirational, your personal life is very motivational, and when we are on this platform, what message would you like to give to our viewers and our audience? How we can create a positive and inspirational message as you are doing?
Well, I think my message to everyone out there is simple. I think uh my message, yeah, it's very simple to say, despite the challenges that one is going through,
Mhm.
uh, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You have to realize what your strength is as a person and make sure you work towards that. You might
Mhm.
face a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. I know life uh, takes us on a roller coaster, but we have to start our faith in one
Mhm.
way or the other.
Mhm.
We know ourselves better
Mhm.
as a person. Yeah, you might have best friends, close friends, but they also at some point they won't really know you as a person. It's only
Mhm.
you that knows yourself. So you have to find grounds on how to stand as a person. And
Mhm.
also for persons living with disabilities, because that's where my heart lies. Uh being disabled or being with a disability doesn't mean that's the end of the world.
Mhm.
Uh yeah, you have abilities in you. So it's
Mhm.
really important that you realize your abilities and make it clear
Mhm.
that people do realize, do notice your abilities and not
Right.
your disabilities.
So
I
true.
know it's very difficult to do that,
Mhm.
but it all starts with self acceptance and self love.
Yes.
And also, my message to families that have got persons with disabilities, it's really important that you, as family members, parents, siblings that are living with persons with disabilities, it's important that you help them
Mhm.
realize their abilities, because I believe the way you treat them
Mhm.
from where they're coming from the families, that's how even society out there will treat them.
Mhm.
So it's really important that as parents with children with disabilities or siblings that have got siblings with disabilities, that you help them embark on
Mhm.
that self-discovery journey, self-love journey,
Mhm.
self-acceptance journey. The way you treat them, that's how even the society out there will be able to treat them. And the way you treat them, it's how they also get, even they when they leave that environment, the family environment, even when they go out there, they'll expect the same treatment from
Mhm.
society or from the world out there. So it's really important that you help them have that positive mindset about themselves.
Right.
Yeah, help them have that
Yeah.
self-esteem,
Mhm.
yeah, about themselves. So that even when you're not there and they have to face the world, because
Right.
definitely one day or the other, they'll have to face the world on their own. So
Yeah.
it will really be dependent on that. And I
Yes.
think to the larger communities, societies, the world at
Yes.
large,
So they are ready for
uh,
their life, and they can develop themselves as they
yeah,
you are expecting,
sure,
as well as they are having their abilities. So
yeah,
Christine, when we are talking all about these messages, these as from your life, from your work, you are creating change. How you see a platform like this is, which is Global Women Dialogue, is important or needed?
definitely. Such platforms are so much needed because it's on these platforms that we get to hear different stories, and through those stories, you get inspiration. It's through such platform also, like I talked of, uh, having a different mindset about persons with disabilities. It's not possible for me to go around
Mm-hmm.
they said door to door to preach
Right.
about having a change of mindset towards persons with disabilities. But through such platforms, I get a bigger audience.
Mhm.
I get the masses to hear that's the message that I want to pass on. So I do
Yes.
believe uh, these such platforms are really important, and I think of late, that's why I've even gotten the interest of so much sharing my life on social media
Mhm.
and make it public for everyone to see. Because I
Mhm.
believe for me to have this conversation with you, it's because
Mhm.
you saw me or side of my story somewhere in one of the social media platforms. That's why I've
Mhm.
even gotten this opportunity to be on this platform today. So
Right.
I'm a so much believer of such platforms. And I must say, I don't take it for granted when I'm given such opportunity to be in any of the platforms. I have to make sure that the message that I want to pass on is so clear and loud. So
Mhm.
definitely these platforms are really important. Sure.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Christine, for your message, for your work, for you creating this impact in global society. How one can take these in their work, as well as I believe government is also everywhere working for these kind of, to create more policies, more infrastructure, to have this comprehensive approach for each society, each community, to have the place to show their abilities as you are showing. So thank you so much, and thanks to our audience who are with us, who are listening and joining us. As you are hearing from Christine, she is saying we are here to create our own way, to show our abilities. So when Christine can do, you can do. You are not supposed to think that you are somewhere different. We all are here to grow together, to develop together. And if you would like to get connect with Christine, if you would like to get connect with any kind of work, any kind of question, or any kind of maybe motivational platform you would like to get connect with her, so we are providing those details in the description as well. And moreover, if you have any question, any comments, please put in the comment below and get in touch with us, so we can help you to grow together and to develop together. This is for our today's inspiration and motivation. I hope you got your good dose of inspiration, and you are taking right away to put in your life, put in your work, and make it this life worth for yourself and worth for society. And along with that, I just would like to request, please, we are doing us other projects for underprivileged women and children, and we are providing the link for receiving donation and support. So please do us, as we need to continue our those work, and we are looking for your support. And please do like, share, and subscribe, and be ready for your next inspirational dose. And we'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye bye.